Hey, hey.
Hey.
Hi.
Tom, hold that up again. Let me see it.
It's my day planner.
And flip it over. I need to see the back too.
Oh my gosh, what are the tabs? Let me see the tabs, like on top. Those are so cool.
Give us a minute, guys. Give us a minute.
Easily distracted. That is so cool.
And then now it has to track my face. Hi, camera.
Hey, no.
Hey, welcome, guys. It is Monday once again. Tom,
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. Well, so nothing was.
We're gonna just look at his planner instead.
Yes, but nothing was moving. I'm like, is it frozen? Did it freeze?
No, I'm just trying to move the stupid camera.
Oh,
go.
There
it goes. I got this fancy camera that's supposed to do facial tracking, but apparently it tracks all the faces, including the faces on the book.
Well, I was gonna say, Tom, you've got a lot of faces in your background.
It's true. I mean, it should be tracking this face. If it tracks any face, it should be this one.
It should.
Momo.
Or Appa back there. Or Appa.
That's true.
All right.
It's the Gnomon Garden. Hello, Gnome.
All right. So I wasn't here last week because I am unreliable. No. Because
Stop it.
You're a busy woman.
Life keeps happening. And I mean, I enjoyed living, but maybe less responsibilities next time around.
Actually, let's be honest. Avi is a busy woman.
This is true. This is absolutely true. But her being busy has me doing stuff like 11, 12 o'clock at night because I've had to entertain and chauffeur her around all day.
Mm-hmm.
Plus work for that wonderful football team. And then I get home and go, oh, I didn't do half the stuff I was supposed to do. Because I got interrupted 55 times for other things. But I'm here today. That's important.
Aren't kids grand? Kids are so great.
But you know what? They really are. And it's an investment that pays off in your golden years. Yep. I had 3 because I know at least one of them will care for me. We've got to figure it out. The oldest one will make sure that we go to a very nice home. We won't live with her, but she'll put us up real nice. The boy will come and visit us because he loves his mama. And Avi will be making all the money to pay for the very nice place we're put up.
Well, she's going to be ruling the world, so you'll be set.
She'll have the money. She'll have the money to make sure it's real nice. So
my cats will take care of Aaron and I by eating us, so it'll be fine.
You know what? Whichever. I mean, I am absolutely going to become a tree. That is, my children know that when I pass away, I want to be a tree.
I want to do that too.
Yeah.
There's a place in Florida now that they turn you into part of a coral reef.
Ooh, that's cool. That might be more my vibe.
Yeah.
See, that is cool, but I don't feel like I want to be in the water for eternity.
You are not a waterbender.
No, I would much rather be a tree. And as silly as it sounds, I can see the kids play because it's like one of my favorite things is to watch kids play. I was like, well, if I'm a tree, I should be able to see them running around. So
that's fair.
Yeah. All right, but Avatar. So, Crystal, how much are you loving it?
Oh my God, it's so good, but I'm so mad, you guys. We've talked about this. I don't do well with the unknown. I don't do well with anything that has to do with an animal potentially being harmed, injured, and I don't know where Appa is, and it's really not okay. I'm not okay. Quit it. I don't know where he is.
It's going to be a little bit. It's going to be a little bit.
I know.
But also, this is why we wanted to get your responses for the first time. We wanted to be able to see your reactions. Because of
when that got voted on, I was like, fine, no big deal. I'm busy. I don't care. Because I didn't think I was going to care. I was like, it's no big deal. I do care. That's why I've now seen the series like 3.5 times up to where we are. I started watching other things now just to distract myself.
Yeah, I've literally never met anybody that was just like that watched this and was like, I don't care about this show. I cannot watch. Like, I've never met anyone yet.
Good. You must know good people. And yeah, the fact that the kids love it is so exciting. And just like even my 2.5-year-old now, he's learned because I've got my Aang on the bookshelf. He's like, not my Aang. He'll like walk by and want to look at it and be like, not mine, not my Aang.
Well, actually, speaking of good people that I know, There's one sitting backstage right now. So let's
Yay!
Look, here comes an awesome guest.
Yay!
It's my friend. That's my friend over there. Hi, Kristina Gruell, author extraordinaire, wordsmith.
Hello, Tom, who is a leopard of Lithonia in my book series.
Growl.
You like taking orders from women in the book, so you know.
I mean,
Well, that sounds right.
In real life, too.
in the book. Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, exactly. So hi, how are you? That's a good shirt.
I'm a little mad at you.
What'd I do?
I wasn't supposed to like the show. I don't like anime, and I was watching it because, it was like to prove to myself, yeah, you haven't been crazy avoiding anime for all this time, and now not only do I have to finish this show, but I hear rumblings in the other rooms of the house about maybe watching other stuff.
Yeah, I will say that this is very. Avatar is unique in a lot of senses, especially compared to other anime. But there's a lot of really good anime out there.
Yeah.
I mean, especially as someone like an author, like you could appreciate really good writing.
The storytelling is excellent. And like Crystal was saying, it's nice to have something where I can watch it and it's okay if the kids walk in and love it.
Yeah.
And it's
because there's nothing there that they can't see.
Exactly. It's something that you could watch, be entertained by, be on the edge of your seat, cry, laugh, be excited. The fighting is really cool. The magic system is fun. And the kids can sit and watch every moment of it, and it's not a big deal.
Yeah, the only time I have to worry is when like something really chaotic is going on the TV. Leia, stands up so she can see it too and make sure that we're protected.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got to say Leia's the puppy and not one of the kids.
Yeah. I mean, it is one of the kids, but it's also a puppy.
But one of the first.
The furry kid.
Yeah.
But at some point, Kristina, I do want to hear what you like once we're done watching it. What you think about Zuko's story arc or character arc?
About whose?
Zuko. You've got to watch the whole thing, and then we'll talk about Zuko.
I didn't like him at first, and I called him a lot of names, and now I'm rooting for him at this point. You want
to hear something crazy? We talked about this, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, but the writer. So originally, they had finished writing the entire first season. And they were going over it again, like before they were doing table reads, and they felt like there wasn't a strong enough villain in the first season, or not a villain but an antagonist, and Zuko didn't exist. They added Zuko as like at the end, just before the season actually televised. Because it was originally just the Fire Lord pretty much doing what he's doing right now. Nothing. Like he's not chasing the Avatar. Like, because that doesn't make sense. The king of an entire nation chasing across the world. Like he would have his army with him and like it would be pretty easy for them to catch them. So they wrote the entirety of Zuko's story and how everyone thinks the Avatar is dead. And like, no one believed. And Zuko's on like a fool's errand, all like kind of last minute.
Yeah.
And you would never know that.
Favorite parts of the show.
Yeah.
Like recently, there was that whole episode that was just Zuko, and I didn't even miss the rest of them because I was so invested in his story.
Oh, Zuko alone. Yeah. So Crystal, by the way, just to reiterate for everybody. Is still only watching. She's watching live, so she hasn't watched today's episode yet. So she's not ahead. So just be careful about spoilers for that. It's a little different than when we did other shows. We usually talk about the entire season that we're currently watching, but we still have a lot of content that we could talk about, all of season 1 and all the way up to here on season 2.
Mm-hmm.
So. But it is a testament to the writers of the show, like Michael DiMartino and Brian something with a K. It'll come to me. I'll shout it out in like 5 minutes. I mean, it's the truth. Let's just be honest. Just how good they are, like how well they write. It's just it's absolutely insane. And I've only been able to appreciate really the level of talent that went into the writing of this show in, like, I want to say the last like 10 years or so, that I've really started to get no, how old am I? Wow, no, okay, like 15. Because of like how deeply I've started to understand, being around y'all, being around so many authors, listening to you guys talk about prose and like, points of view and how to develop stories and bad things and good things and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. So like, now I can really get it now. And you can see so much going on.
It's really hard to write a character that everyone hates and then make that character the person that everyone's rooting for.
Yeah.
It is so hard.
It's every character in this show has so much depth and is so fun to either cheer on or cheer for when they get their butt beat. But so good. It's just so good. So as someone who doesn't really like anime very much, going into this, you said like you were kind of anticipating that you may not like it, but what's something is there anything in particular that has stood out? Like, like an instance or character, a piece of dialogue, anything like that has stood out to you from this show in particular?
It's really been about the character arcs. I've enjoyed how each character has grown in their own ways and in their own time. Not everybody is growing on the same scale and same timeline. There's some characters that make leaps and everyone else is still hanging behind. And there's sometimes where, we have two characters that are moving forward and one seems stuck in place. And then all of a sudden something happens and there's a revelation and they have their chance to evolve. I've really loved the evolution of each of the main and even the secondary characters, getting to know them, even if they're characters I don't like.
You made a good point about how they don't develop at the same rate, and that's a really good point. The other thing is just the amount of dedication and time I feel like that they give to each character. It doesn't feel wrong. Like it doesn't feel like anyone's being overly written or underrepresented, and everyone seems to have such a full story still. It's just, it's so good.
Yeah.
But I want to properly to make sure that we get, just in case anyone hasn't seen you on here before that is watching today, let's properly get your stuff out there. So I'm going to post in chat right now a link to your website.
My new website?
Is it the KristinaGruell.com?
No, it's the Summerlight Universe.
What's the new one?
It's the SummerlightUniverse.com.
Summerlight Universe. Okay.
I'm putting it in the private chat.
So what's the Summerlight Universe?
The Summerlight Universe, that's the universe where my stories are set. At the moment, we are still in the 8th air system. So the In Blood and Fire series is set on Redalon, which is in the 8th air system. And then the next series will be set in Basteria, where there do be dragons. And that's also in the 8th air system. But very soon, I will be taking a side quest over to the Sol system in an alternate reality of our world.
Okay.
And exploring the Wild West of magic.
Ooh.
That's cool.
Wizard Sheriff, my man. Wizard Sheriff.
You know what I'm not usually a huge fan of like Western things. Like I don't like Westerns, and like Wild West setting things are usually not my I don't dig on them. But one that did really good that I enjoyed was there was a short story in the Dresden Files that went back into the Wild West. That was a lot of fun. Are you gonna like dip into what's it called? Historical fiction? Like, are you going to bring like real world history into it as well?
It will be Summerled's version of real world history. So we're just about 15 years after the Civil War, which was fought for similar but different reasons. So there was magical bad stuff going on, and that's why there was the split between the North and the South.
Okay.
But there are correlations to why we really fought the Civil War. Not, we won't get into that. But yeah, so there's correlations to that. But you know, basically we have a male character who served in the Civil War, and his magical powers developed there. And we have a female character that was raised in a very magically adept family. Her father was an agent for the Committee of Supernatural Regulation, and he dies mysteriously. And she had gone to school for the same thing, thinking she would be in an office, but she decides that it's time to go out in the field and figure out what happened.
That sounds cool.
I will be co-writing that one with my best friend, who Ebony is very familiar with. Her and I role played with him for many years, and he will be getting his writing debut with that. It'll probably be a couple years before that one comes out, because we've still got a lot of work to do. But I'm really liking where it's going so far.
Who's that?
Matt Zupka.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I recognize
him
him
around the Wadasphere.
Yeah, I recognize him.
You met him when you met me.
I know.
So.
Tom is really good about remembering people. And I think it comes from all the years of doing guest services, that lots of times, look at him looking around like he doesn't know what I'm talking about. That like he might not know the name, but he'll know the face. Or he won't know the face, but he knows
they have
the name.
similar beards going on too.
They do.
Tom's is just longer.
It depends on where I conversed with them the most. If I conversed with them a lot over email, I'll remember their name because I wrote it a million times. If I met them at JordanCon, I'll remember their face first. That's how my brain works.
But before we get to the committee, I'm just finishing up my first book in. I'm finishing my first book of the Night Goddess trilogy, which, well, it's planned to be a trilogy, but it's me, so we'll see. But it immediately follows up the big battle at the end of the In Blood and Fire series, and the ripple effect that battle has on other worlds in the 8th Air system. So they rebroke Vesteria when that battle happened.
Kind of got like a little bit of a Cosmere vibe going on.
I've had a couple of my readers say similar things, that I have a Cosmere-ish vibe. And apparently they think I write fast. I don't think I write fast enough, but you know.
That's because you're thinking the story in your head. That's why it's not fast enough to you.
I've quite literally never met an author that thought they wrote fast enough. So
yeah, like if Brandon doesn't think he writes fast enough, nobody can.
Oh man, that man puts us all to shame.
I'm telling you, he probably wrote a book during a nap today, because he is ridiculous.
I'm sure.
He wrote Legion on a flight over to France for a convention or for a book tour for one of the Wheel of Time releases.
See, I'm not using my time right, because I would have slept.
No.
I would have slept too.
I got to talk to him about time.
Oh, Rosa!
That's why I'm not getting stuff done, because I'm sleeping when I could be writing, I guess.
Ebony knows a little bit about me, and I've got multiple autoimmune diseases, and so my brain moves faster than my poor little hands can. And I wish I could master dictation, but
I was about to ask you. This is a new problem that I've heard of conversing with authors. Is I can't type as fast as I can think, and then like they have like, but I mean I've heard that before, because I can't type as fast as I can think, but that's only because I'm dyslexic and I have to slowly type things, or everything comes out all jumbled together. But like another friend of mine who's an author, her name is Jen Lyons. She's a tour author. She started teaching herself stenography, like courtroom stenography.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because that has like a really extreme shorthand.
Mm-hmm.
Just so that you can type faster. So I was like, that's a level that's a little crazy.
Yeah.
That's a little crazier. But no, yeah, y'all have some crazy, fun, wrinkly brains that produce some pretty awesome. What do we call them? We read dead trees and hallucinate. So like
tattooed trees.
Tattooed trees and hallucinate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I've heard a lot of writers where they have like their playlist of what they listen to while they write, and I need it to be quiet so I can hear the voices in my head. And my husband and I, so his office is like 10 feet that way, out that door, and then turn the corner. And he watches TV loudly and laughs loudly.
They all do, Kristina. They all do.
While working. And so like he can tell when I'm really writing, because I get up and I close the door, and he's like, is everything okay? I was like, yeah, you're louder than the voices. Go away.
It's when the voices get angry at him about being louder than the voices is when he has to worry.
Yeah. Well, then people start dying on the page because the voices are irritated, and I'm like, it's not their time to die. Go have a candy bar.
At least it's only on the page.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give our friends who are gonna follow along with us on Avatar. Episode 11, book 2, episode 11. I'm going to give y'all a heads up that we're going to start in a few minutes. So I'm going to bring up my little handy dandy square over here, which will have the timer in it in a second. And there it is. Okay. So I will have this timer up as we watch the episode so you guys can follow along. Commercials are a thing on Netflix now because capitalism and all that jazz. So just match up when you can and follow along. It's pretty simple. It's only a 24-minute episode, so it's not like it's a big deal. But one of the things that I like to talk to authors about, because you get such interesting answers, and you kind of just alluded to it, is like characters or scenes or whatever misbehaving while you're writing. So like people start dying on the page that aren't supposed to die. Like
people kiss people they're not supposed to.
Has there ever been an instance when a character has led you in a direction that you hadn't planned on going, and then that's what ended up happening? Like that's where you stuck with? Or
so not only did that happen, but then I had people threaten me if I did something to this character because they were so invested in their story. In book 1, yes, in stage capitalism. So book 1 is mostly centered around my main character being forced into a situation that she is not happy about and having to deal with it with grace. And she has to get a new lady in waiting, and she runs into this spunky young woman who's a second daughter of her family, knows politics, shows up at the House of Lords just to watch the debates and know what's going on, when the rest of the females of her age are having tea and going shopping, and she's at the House of Lords
Knitting.
watching the spice debate because she's interested. And so my main character, Lenathena, befriends her and eventually asks Miss Tori to be her lady in waiting. And I thought that Tori was just going to be a background character to support Lenathena when I needed Lena to have someone to have conversations with. And no, Tori goes off, takes what she wants, and does not apologize for it. And by the end of book 2, she's solidly not just like an extra tertiary character. She's got her own dedicated storyline and goes off and does things and decides that she needs to learn how to fight and ends up in some battles of her own. She becomes good friends with the leopards of Lithonia. And so a lot of their, she's around when a lot of their storyline is going on. And
which series is this?
This is the In Blood and Fire series.
The In Blood and Fire series. Okay. Just to remind the folks if they, are feeling interested in this storyline.
Well, I just launched my new website on Shopify where my books are all direct sale. So my books are cheaper on my website than they are on Amazon. And yet there's even merch. And if you find me at JordanCon, if you're coming to JordanCon, you can take a quiz and find out what role you had played in the In Blood and Fire series. Whether you'd be a leopard of Lithonia, a master of the Ithramir, a agent of Hathor, because all you care about is power and getting what you want.
And the ribbons are a big deal at JordanCon. If you're in chat right now and you haven't been to JordanCon, actually, my badge from last year.
Mine's way over there. Mine is way over there, but so many. Yeah, no, Crystal, you are not even going. You don't have to get that crazy. You don't have to get that crazy.
Oh,
this is my badge. Like, I need to be professional, and I only have a few ribbons on it. And then this is I'm a little crazy.
It's ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. But
I will have 7 ribbons at JordanCon this year.
This is the problem. Stuff like this. But so last year. At new member services, we had gotten clothespins so people could fold them up, and they weren't quite strong enough. So we've got
the really good bobby pins. The really good bobby pins. You roll them, and then you can pin it to your badge. That's what I did.
Right. So
I'm adding these things to my packing list.
Kristina, look at the one that you got right at the top there.
Right.
What am I looking at?
The red one right at the top.
Oh, yep, it's a Dragon Mount one.
Yay!
And mine is actually signed by Maria and Michael Livingston.
Two fantastic humans.
I love Maria.
I had a really good chat with Michael Livingston in the lobby. We talked book stuff. He's a very sweet man.
Oh yeah, and he's such
a good author.
But he's also so smart. Like, it's just talking to him is so fun because he just just drops these pieces of information.
I wish I could put him and my husband in a room and just watch them talk about battles. That would be entertaining to me because a lot of the battles that Michael Livingston likes, my husband likes.
Well,
that's the Battle of Agincourt. Oh my God, I've heard a lot about it from my husband. But listening to the two of them duel facts that'd be my idea of a fun evening.
That's literally that's his profession. That's what he does. He's a historian by day and author by night.
I actually got a history streaming service. Hit history just to watch some of his episodes that he's been on there, and then my 10-year-old discovered it and went off on a.
He's also very entertaining.
Have anything for yourself. You cannot have anything for yourself, Kristina.
No,
you have children.
That little Manny computer, he loves soaking up information.
I got to see if I could find his titles. That man has more titles than Dany Targaryen. I swear to God. He's like a lieutenant colonel, I think, a professor, a doctor, and then he was also like the deputy or secretary of official recorder of history for the U.S. government or something like that. Like when the U.S. government would need to look into a historical fact about something specific, they would go to him. Like he was employed.
That's insane.
Yeah. So hold on, let's see. He's a PhD. I don't know what this one is. FRHISTS. Lieutenant Colonel. I was right. Lieutenant Colonel in the U.S. Marine Corps.
I bet Gnome knows.
Yeah, Gnome probably knows all his titles. He's got a million titles. So he's a professor at the Citadel, which is where Robert Jordan went to school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, he travels all over the world and does research on like battles and stuff.
Yeah.
The Battle of Agincourt, was that the battle that's depicted on the what's the name of that tapestry in France that's like 120 feet long? It's a really famous tapestry.
I think I know which
Not
one you're
famous
talking
enough.
about, but I can't remember the name.
Famous but without a catchy name. See, that's what you got to have is a catchy name.
Yeah.
But he just wrote a book about it.
Yeah, he wrote a book about it, but he's also one of the only people that's allowed to research it. It's like a 900-year-old tapestry that depicts like the battle of I think it's the Battle of Agincourt, which is like, it was a very important battle that decided like a lot of the history of Europe and in turn like a lot of the world, because colonialism. But the Bayeux Tapestry, that's it. The Bayeux Tapestry. It's like 120 or 150 feet long, one solid tapestry, and it's just it depicts the battle. I think it was also called like the Battle of 5 or 7 Kings or something like that. Basically, a certain king of, I think, France or England, like a region of one of the areas, was killed by somebody and like in a way at a time, and it was wrong, and he figured that out, and then they corrected the history books because of that.
Okay.
Yeah, he did a whole lecture on it at JordanCon like 6 or 7 years ago. That was actually like a lot of fun to listen to, because like listening to a lecture on a tapestry depicting a battle that happened 900 years ago doesn't sound like a lot of fun, but it is.
I mean, it could be.
I'd call it fun, but
Yeah. Some people. All right.
Yeah.
I think that's enough of our tangent nonsense for now. I think that gave people
Crystal's over here jumping out of her skin.
Oh, what
She's like,
happened?
"What
What happened? I'm sorry.
She's just like,
Go,
"Can
go,
you
go.
start it,
I'm just
please?"
ready. I'm just
She's
ready to
just
watch.
ready.
Oh, she wants to watch the show, right? Yeah. She's
Yeah.
hoping they find Appa. I'm telling you right now, you got a couple more episodes, girl.
Ugh.
Appa's going to be missing for a little while, and maybe forever. But at least you'll come to terms with what happens with Appa in a couple episodes.
The crying? Is this the April 8th, the crying?
Actually, no, it has nothing to do with Appa whatsoever.
Okay.
I will tell you
Okay.
that.
Oh no!
Oh, God.
Oh, no, the crying one. Oh no!
Yep. We get to cry like babies on my birthday.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway.
I'm gonna get ready to press play in a second. So if anyone, for everyone that's gonna be following along with us, get ready. And then I'm gonna press play. This is why I love him. This is one of the reasons, one of the many, many reasons why I love Gnome.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my goodness!
Painfully, wonderfully bad puns that he has.
Yes.
Well, I'm happy about our tangents. I know to pack bobby pins for JordanCon now. Heavy duty bobby pins.
And also a good thing to bring packing tape, because while the ribbons do have individual like glue on them, it's much better to put some packing tape on the back of them.
They get caught on things. You step on them.
You
they'll
step
pull
on
apart.
them.
Other people might they'll get caught. Like even when they're rolled up, if they're not rolled up tight, you know how your pocket gets caught on a door when you're already in a bad mood.
Always. Yeah,
Same thing
yeah.
with the
This is
ribbons.
pretty big. Like look how
Yeah.
big this is.
Yeah, but people, it'll just like accidentally get pulled apart.
A lot of
And it'll be
a lot of
silly.
ribbons.
You just get 2 badges, so you have one to make fun and one to make not fun.
Yes. This is a blank badge. There's no name on it.
Yeah, reinforcement with packing tape is a good plan.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Anything else
It's all
not
shiny.
on a typical packing list that I need to bring?
Are you flying or driving?
I'm flying. It's too far from KC.
Oh, that's true. I
I'm
would
trying to
say what a lot of
find-
people do is check an empty bag for the stuff you're going to purchase and bring back.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay.
That's why I'm flying Southwest, because I get a bag for free. I could do this trip with a carry-on. Well, except for my tiaras and stuff. But
But Crystal, you
I was
and
just
I will
thinking-
talk later about it.
I was
About
just
what you
thinking,
mean.
speaking of Michael Livingston, he gave, do I have it on here? Oh, it's somewhere. I don't know where it is. He gave me like a stack of the last of his, there was absolutely no fucking unicorns in the Origins of the Wheel of Time book ribbons to me. And I had like 5 left, but I, of course, just keep one for myself so that I can use it. But I think I have like 1 or 2 left to actually give to people. So we'll see who gets the last couple this year. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna press play now. So everybody
Okay.
ready?
I'm ready.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. There. And I also fully suggest everybody use subtitles. It is
Always.
It is definitely necessary.
I don't know how to watch TV without subtitles.
Yeah, me either. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of interesting things that sometimes happens on subtitles, especially in the Wheel of Time show on Amazon.
Yeah.
They name characters that don't get named on screen.
Yep. Tell you where you are.
Sorry, Sparkle friend, not this episode.
Just look at how happy
Why did
little
that
Amy
go-
is.
oh, there. This is what is it? It's the desert, right? This one. Previously on Avatar, Appa got stolen. Yes, and of course,
I love Toph.
Toph is easily my favorite character in all of Avatar property, tied very closely with Uncle Iroh.
I was going to say Uncle Iroh is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yes, because everybody needs an Uncle Iroh in their life.
Yep.
But I strive to be Uncle Iroh for my work kids with a little bit of Toph sass. Because I'll help you, but doggone it, you should know how
Just
to
the
do
way
this.
they're dragging him. It's awful. He looks
It
so
is funny.
sad. He's just like, it's so terrible.
And this is now, yeah, it is the desert. Yeah, I got it right. So now Aang has to actually, like, obviously he's had loss with all of the airbenders, but now this is actually, it's happening in real time, you know, like it happened. Where like the airbenders, it probably kind of, there was enough of a disconnection there that it didn't feel real until he saw, you know, Gyatso in the tent. But this, you know, is going to hit a little different. Which again, they do fantastic. And if we're comparing Aang to Rand still, this would be angsty, frustrated Rand time of Aang for the next few episodes.
But see, that anger is so natural. Like, I see that, I work with children, that happens all the time. When something like that goes wrong, it just, anger is their natural reaction.
Because they can't control it. They don't know how to fix it.
Yeah.
They haven't figured out those critical problem solving things yet. So yes, anger, I still get like that, but I know how to talk myself down so I can stay employed.
And he's completely forgetting, like he's just completely leaving his friends behind. Like he just and screwed
Because
off.
Appa is his, I mean, Appa, that's his
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like these other dudes are cool, but Appa.
Yeah. It's
He
an
grew up
adjective.
with
term.
Appa.
That
I mean,
Appa
he's
is
had
his Appa.
forever.
Those are our Horse
what are they called?
ostriches.
From Final Fantasy.
Yep.
That's all I see.
So yeah, and now this part of this episode is like I'd love to get like a prequel like mini series of young Iroh.
Yes, I want to see the Dragon of the West. Yes.
With these guys though, because he knows these guys.
The rough rhinos.
Yeah, the rough rhinos, like the Rough Riders.
I was gonna say, is DMX with them? Is that
That's DMX right there. You don't hear him? He's like, what y'all really want?
You guys know that I listen to at least one DMX song every morning.
Hey man, that'll get you going.
But people who don't know me always seem to be shocked that I listen to hardcore rap. I'm like, do y'all know when I grew up? Like,
Exactly.
Look, is that or Prince? I don't know what you want. Which ebony do you want today?
He said bye. I love how we've seen Zuko's firebending develop too over the last season and a half. He's gone from these big boastful like explode like, and you saw that was a very fine thing he just did. Like he shot a tiny little ball of fire and cut the bowstring. Like that was pretty cool. This is my preferred Zuko. I like transition Zuko here. He's gonna get like I forgot which scarred child movie that we don't mention the name of. It is when he gets his like shaggy long hair that I hate, but that's Zuko.
Yeah, it was awful. That was just them trying to make him look younger because they grew up so fast.
Yeah.
And see, that's the other thing that's so great. This can be so serious and so sad, and then they hit you with just the humor.
Because they're kids, and that is Zuko's that is his Sokka's defense mechanism, right? Like that's what he does.
We're drinking your bending water. You use this on the swamp guy. This is fun.
I remember this. I remember this.
This is when
because drinking water from a straight plant's always a good idea.
Yeah, this is kids don't do drugs because Sokka's doing mescaline right now. Or peyote. It comes from a cactus in Mexico. Like that's literally what's happening right now.
The worm.
Oh my god.
Poor Momo. They should have let Momo have it.
Wah, wah, wah.
He's so cute. I love Momo so much.
Quit staring at the sun.
Sokka.
He's just such a hot mess all the time. And still.
But I love him so much. Like, talk about a character arc from someone that I just he was so misogynistic and I just couldn't stand him. No, he's great. He's one of my favorite parts of pretty much every episode.
Yeah, he's always good for the comedic relief. In a serious moment though, like and it never feels forced, which I like too with him.
Right.
But see, I think. Go ahead.
Oh, Krista. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think he came into his own in like the library episode though, of how important he is to this little group, and he is kind of the glue for them.
Mm-hmm.
But I was going to say that it never feels forced because it's already been established. Like even just his interactions with Katara. Oh god,
it's
so ridiculous. Oh my god.
We know that's how he is.
See, and there's something like that little scene right there of him being like nonsense right there. Like that's something they can't do in live action because that's not a real. Oh my bad. That's not like a real thing that a human can do. Like flapping around like that, but it's just it's so funny. I really wish they sent the boulder after them. I just want more boulder scenes. Oh, Kristina, we talked about this last time too. The boulder originally was supposed to be voiced by The Rock, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But they had, and he was going to do it, but they had scheduling conflicts or something. Apparently, The Rock is also a big fan. Dwayne Johnson is a big fan of Avatar.
I mean, everybody should be.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's a great storyteller too, The Rock. So I'm sure he just recognizes, like, you know, gangster recognizes gangster. I'm sorry.
His acting and his portrayal of characters has come a long way since his WWE days.
Yeah, I mean, but even back then, like, he wrote his own stuff. Like, that was him being all silly and stuff on the things. Oh God, these things are terrifying. These are one of those animals that it's like, it looks like a D&D monster.
Yeah.
I think they're wasp vultures.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Whatever it is, it's two.
Whatever they are, I don't like them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the animals are horrifying.
Yeah. But there's Katara, he and the mama.
And there he is. Momo.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody hold hands.
Yeah. Yeah, wasp vultures. That's what they are. It's terrifying. Joshua Tree. Sorry. And then you have Toph, who, like, she established last time that she can't really see, you know, while, you know, in the sand. Right. So she's having issues on multiple levels.
Yeah,
I feel so bad for her in this episode where, I mean, she's used to not being able to see with her eyes, but now her senses are even.
Yeah.
Dull.
First time she's ever been blind, really.
Yeah. Sokka's like, no, the water's gone. Oh, right, bending.
Oh.
Poor Katara. She was trying so hard to hold it together. She's just like, my fool of a brother's over here high, along with Momo.
Yep.
Aang's depressed, and Toph is just going through several different levels.
Those look like our constellations.
Mm-hmm.
I'm convinced every story takes place on Earth. Just it's a different time. It's this planet.
Oh, but, and this is when they go with the Aiel.
Yes.
Iroh.
So do we.
Ooh, I know what's gonna happen in a second too.
I do too.
Yeah. So, this is something that they've touched on a little bit in other episodes, Crystal, but this is a little bit of a bigger of a story drop.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. Vulture, buzzard. I'm sure they're not. I'm sure they're completely different.
No, well,
I don't like regular wasps. I don't like the evolved ones either.
Yeah.
Gigantic foul wasps.
No, thank you.
I don't like a wasp I can't squash. Like I need it to be small.
I don't like any of them.
So if you remember, Uncle Iroh a couple of times has said that he lost his white lotus tile and needed to buy a new one when they were in a town, and a couple of times he's dropped it at specific times. And so here he started the gameplay with the white lotus, and now they've built a lotus.
Gasp.
Leave it to Zuko.
He's irritated. He's got a lot going on right now. He's like, why is Uncle playing?
Oh man, I want them to make like a old school kung fu movie version, like of a mini series with Iroh. That's what I want. That's what I want really bad.
You want kung fu and just replace Grasshopper with Iroh. Or make Iroh Grasshopper, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Telling you, every Sunday night after, it was either after Soul Train or before, I was watching kung fu.
Me too.
Wow.
There's why was no one bending? Why is no one bending? Oh, I guess he bent a little bit, but the other guys aren't bending at all. That looked like a weird scorpion. I couldn't tell what it was.
It did. It did.
Fucking Momo. Now Sokka's hungover.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we get another one of the there's subtle jokes that they do when they forget Toph is blind and like tell her to look at something or something like that, or ask her what something looks like. That's just fantastic.
When she has a couple of her own little slide jokes too.
Mm-hmm. One of my favorite ones happened in the episode before last where they fell into a hole and Sokka was like, "Oh my god, it's so dark, I can't see a thing." And Toph was like, "Oh no, the horror." And here Aang, you know, he's frustrated. I'm sure they're all frustrated about everything, but you know, he's got the Appa thing hanging over his head too.
My
So.
heart's hurting.
Yeah. See, damn it. Tara, let me see the map.
Uh-oh.
I can't feel where I'm walking around.
Sokka looks like Linguini in Ratatouille with Momo on his head. He's kind of just walking around.
A little bit.
I haven't seen Ratatouille in a while. I gotta rewatch that.
It's a good movie. It's a good
movie.
Yeah. I love Patton Oswalt too. So
yes, so funny.
Fun fact that is completely nothing to do with Avatar. He goes on a rant in Parks and Recreation where he's filibustering, where he describes how they should bring Boba Fett back to life in the Star Wars universe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The scene that he describes is shot for shot at the same pace the opening scene to the Book of Boba Fett.
Huh.
You know,
they did it on purpose,
idea. It's a good idea. Yeah,
yeah,
but a good idea is a good idea.
Yeah. I think Favreau told him that he was doing that, obviously, I think.
Mm-hmm.
If you press play at a certain moment, he basically is narrating that like 5-minute scene. It's pretty funny. So,
I've never seen Parks and Recreation.
It's another great show.
So I have seen a lot of clips of a lot of different shows, just like scrolling through Facebook.
Oh my god!
I need to go sit down and watch Modern Family, because if every clip makes me laugh this hard, why would I not just go watch the show? That's why we watch Schitt's Creek.
Noman Garden completely forgot I was wearing a Boba Fett shirt. I completely forgot that I was wearing a Boba Fett shirt. Oh my god!
It's okay. It's okay.
God. Is he all right? Is he flying Momo? Is that
the Momo kite.
It's
a Momo kite.
He's Momo by the tail.
Sparkle Sprint. I have like resting, bad word face when I'm not unimpressed with the show.
I was in the sun all day, so I am drained of energy.
Oh, I was gonna say, well, I'm just melanin blessed. I wasn't in the sun today.
Not all of us can be that blessed.
Oh, great. Oh.
Though I am Sicilian, so I get pretty dark when I go out. I don't burn, which is nice.
No, I turn this color right here. I do not tan. I turn red, and then I turn not red.
Y'all Northern European folks.
Why do you put other things in your mouth?
I'm like 50% Scottish, so yes, I'm super.
Sokka is the kid or the guy in the D&D group that grabs the sword, opens the box, presses the button, puts the helmet on. Like, that's him.
He's got to do something to impress everybody else, because he can't bend. So he's like, I'll do this.
Immediately.
My middle one would be the Sokka.
No.
Just always getting into something.
Mine too, Kristina.
Terrifying.
Oh, it's the beak. Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Absolutely terrifying.
I don't like that at all.
They give me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, now they're finally on a piece of stone, so Toph can see again.
Mhm.
But I like that, that detail of her character, her earth bending is actually her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah.
The way they play with the
No.
magic system. Oh yeah, right. They're still that's
Absolutely not.
You saw how angry he got there? He won't let it happen.
Mm-mm.
The way they play with the magic system in this is very reminiscent to Brandon's level of twisting magic systems.
Just thinking that.
They're very good at subtle little twists and stuff that all still follow the rules that they've set. They don't really break their own rules. Look at
Momo terrified. Momo's terrified.
I feel like if Momo could talk, he would have the foulest mouth.
He would.
Oh,
It's R2D2 all over again.
Yeah.
R2D2 has cussed out everybody in Star Wars because he is the only one that knows the entire story. He's cussed C-3PO on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
R2D2 is like one of my favorite characters in the entire Star Wars universe.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And also, he's not a snitch. He didn't tell anybody anything.
Mm-hmm.
The only
They're
thing
like,
he
you
did
knew where
tell,
Luke was this whole time? Yeah. Why didn't you tell us? He told me not to.
like that is ride or die right there. It's like I follow instructions.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how much tea R2 has got?
So now we know. So now we know that the White Lotus is a club of some kind of old men. Oh my God, Nomen Garden! I love you and I hate you. I love you and I hate you. Oh my God, you're fucking hilarious.
Y'all didn't hear that.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't.
Love it.
I didn't even look. I didn't even look.
Oh God. Wait, what are they called in Star Wars that the droids get? Restraining bolts. That's what.
Mm-hmm.
Or memory wipes.
Yeah. Those glasses that they're wearing there, by the way, are like those little pinhole, like thin slit glasses. That's a real thing that sand dwelling natives use. Like the Aboriginal natives of Australia made bone things like that for navigating the deserts in Australia. I wonder if that's probably where they got them. I wonder if they did things like that. And I mean, there's a lot of sand in Africa too, so maybe they did stuff like that there. I know the Aboriginals have that though.
Mm-hmm.
You know where I know that? Crocodile Dundee.
There you go.
They're wearing it in that movie.
There it goes.
Yeah, there's a little angsty yang right there.
They keep messing with this little boy. He's got PTSD. Let's leave him be. Just let him do what he needs to do.
Yeah, he's gonna go blue, and you're not gonna like it.
Mm-mm.
My man's gonna start bending other things. See, yes, that is what I said. That is what I said.
Angst.
An incomplete pie show set.
Mm-hmm.
That's that voice. That's the guy that did Uncle on the Jackie Chan mysteries.
Mm.
That's why I recognize that voice.
I love this.
Mm-hmm.
That's very Abbott and Costello, I feel like.
Yes.
Where's the bison?
Crystal's right along with A. Crystal's like, where is it?
He destroys one of their ships. Dad looks immediately at son. What did you do?
Right. Why is the Avatar this upset?
Why is the Avatar mad at us?
But that is also what having children is like when random people show up at your door and you're like, what did you do? Yeah, Crystal, yeah.
Ooh, he is mad.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about we'll escort you out of the desert. That's too little too late, sir.
Get out of here, run.
Forget it. Just go. Get out of the way.
Not Katara, though.
Mm-mm.
No, not Katara. Because
She's a ride or die.
Mom,
Mhm.
got to take care of everybody. I am the mom. It is my job to keep everybody safe, even if it is the Avatar.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I like the way they do that trope with this while still maintaining her level of see, now you got old school rap stuck in my head while maintaining her level of gangsterdom, because like she can still kick some ass. She kicks
Yeah.
some
Yes,
serious
yes.
ass.
They do not relegate her to just being the person to comfort you and take care of you. It's
Yeah.
okay. So I keep
Still a
saying
badass in
that
her own right.
Yeah.
right. So I keep saying motherhood turns many women. It's like Sarah Connor in Terminator. The first one, she was a hot mess. She had that baby she had to protect, and now she's doing chin-ups. Like that is what motherhood does. Like once you
Yep.
have something little to protect, you're like, game on. Like I don't what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And I like that they do show that with Qatar. It's like, oh yeah, no, I'm still kicking everybody's ass because I've got even more people to protect
Mm-hmm.
and care for
Yep.
now. So,
The a couple of things. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I like about the live action show, but there's a couple of things that I think they've done. I don't want to say better, but they've been able to flesh out, because it's live action. Better in some ways than I think the cartoon's been able to. And one of them is Qatar's character is a little bit more well-rounded. She's like more I don't know how to describe it. I love her in the cartoon, but she seems a little bit more deep in the show.
I feel like in the cartoon, maybe like I know we do in later episodes, like get more into like what drives her, but I don't know that they ever really, really, really discuss her trauma or Sokka's
Yeah.
on that very deep level. I mean, Katara, I think from their mother being killed, I know it hurt them both, but I think it traumatized Katara even more, knowing that she was the last waterbender in the tribe. Like I think that put another level of like pressure on her. I think it hurt her a little bit more because she's like, I don't even have my mom now to teach me. Like almost like Aang feels, right? Like that's probably one of the ways she connects with Aang. It's like I've got this power and there's nobody to teach me. Like who's going to show me how to do this?
Yeah. The Nomagar, I don't know do you know what he means about the Warder's Bond in reference to what we were talking about? What do you mean, Nomagar? I want to know.
That they're not getting like Sarah Connor now that
I got you. Okay.
That she buffed up, and so and you're right. It's not like they get super strength. They have stamina, which depending on what Aja you're in means different things. But you're right. Like it's not like they get they don't get superpowers. They can't jump super high all of a sudden. Like they can't fly. They can't do any kind of magic. They
can just go harder longer.
Giggity.
And again, depending on your Aja,
means different things.
Yeah. Mae Whitman's really good, Aaron. Yeah, I do prefer her as Qatar. I mean, I like the girl that they got for the show, but no, like I don't know if it's my neuro spiciness that just is like that is Qatar, like that voice, like nothing can replace it in my brain. But
I mean, I am like that with certain things too. So to me, like that is I think an issue I have with a lot of movie remakes too.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But with movie remakes, sometimes it can be a perfectly fine movie remake, but if I have seen the original and I love the original, I'm like, no matter how good it is, it's not going to feel right.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I hope they never remake Clue, because please don't.
Oh God, no.
This is one of my comfort movies. Please don't change this.
Oh,
and I say
it
wouldn't be great, right? But there's another Madeline Kahn. Like who's gonna it's the first time. Because me and Brian have this conversation a lot. How there's a lot of sequels that usually don't live up to the first. Like there's like Toy Story 2 is just as good as, if not better, Toy Story, right? But most sequels, it's kind of like sometimes they try to just redo the first.
Yeah.
As opposed to growing things. Like the second Die Hard, hot mess. The third Die Hard with a vengeance with Uncle Sam, that was magical.
Oh yeah. Zeus. Shove a lightning bolt up your ass, Zeus.
Absolutely. But I think with this, we've seen it. At least you, Tom, you and I have loved it for years. Like we know if we hear that voice anywhere else, we're like, that's guitar. That sounds like guitar. You know what I mean? So now seeing it in another medium with different voices, it's like something seems off. It's good, but it seems a little bit off. And I think that's just something. Yeah, that's just something that you kind of have to deal with. It's different going from book to a different kind of media because we never really heard it. Like we heard Michael and Kate reading it, but in our head that was Michael and Kate. Like we knew, you know what I mean? So I think that sometimes that makes it difficult because I know in the beginning you didn't like the live action at first. Like you gave it a little bit of time. You know what I mean? Like you were like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably part of it is you got to shake off all your preconceived notions, especially because you've already seen it acted out. Right?
Yeah. I mean, like
heard it.
The kid that plays Sokka grew on me, and Aang. Aang is the only one that I still have a problem with. It was the same as when I did Wheel of Time. Like I genuinely enjoyed the Wheel of Time TV show when I watched it, even for the first time. But as I went back and have rewatched it, I've grown to enjoy it more.
Right. And like I said, it's not, I think sometimes your brain tries to replace the new version or the old version with the new version as opposed to like both versions sit side by side. Right. Like once you get to the point
because I only have so much memory in there.
Right. But once you can get to the fact that, okay, there's this version and this version, I can like both versions and the other version won't be mad. I think it's a little bit easier to kind of be like, okay, so this is good. But yeah, no, it's tough when you for years somebody has voiced the character and now you're like, okay, that's, you know what messes me up too is when I see the people who voice the character sometimes and they don't look like the actual character. And I'm like, what is happening? That's not what you look like.
Do you ever have problems when you listen to different audiobooks that have the same narrator and sometimes the voices that they're using for characters are similar in different books?
Sometimes. The only time it doesn't bother, that voice thing doesn't bother me is when I'm watching Archer or Bob's Burgers because H. John Benjamin just uses his regular voice. But it's the same voice act, right? So like I know now there's times if I'm like not looking at the TV and they're talking, like I've got to use context clues to figure out what show is on. But like that's the only one for me where I'm not messed up. But yes, if the voices are, I'm like, what are you doing in this book? This is
Michael and Kate doing Brandon's stuff after hearing all the Wheel of Time stuff is a little funky for me. For sure.
Kate also does Sarah Donati Into the Wilderness series. Same, Aaron, same.
Me too.
Yeah.
And the voice she uses for Gawain, she uses in the Into the Wilderness series. And that really got me at first because I don't like Gawain. And I didn't want him in my Into the Wilderness. He needed to go.
He's one of the characters I'm hoping they completely just reform his.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd be okay with that. I mean, I'm not one for big changes, but
I don't know if they're going to. I don't know. Like, should they? Probably. Should Robert Jordan have? Maybe.
Probably.
I'm still of the opinion that they're going to combine, like they're going to separate Galad's tracking or his brother to the queen and stuff storyline and his White Cloak storyline and basically combine Gawain and Galad's roles in that aspect and then take his White Cloak storyline and give it to Dane because it really feels like they're setting Dane up to be the redeemable White Cloak.
I mean, Dane is fine enough. I mean, he is attractive enough if they want to do that.
And in fact, just because we're talking about him, I need
Dane is coming.
he's
dark friends beware.
Yeah. He's a good looking man.
He is a nice looking man, and I appreciate that. I appreciate nice looking people in general. So But yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with Gawain and Gawain.
I hope they don't. I hope they don't combine the two of them. I like Galad's storyline.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're gonna give Egwene a real like love interest or not.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I don't know if they're gonna take that route with her character. Because did he really help?
Momo's ears flat. That's funny. Whatchamacall, speaking of Wheel of Time, I did want to, I got a graphic for one of the fun things that we're going to be doing at JordanCon.
Yes.
Yay! I'm so excited.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. So we're going to be doing a quest at JordanCon. So if you're watching now, you will have a little bit of a leg up because you're going to hear some of the details of said quest. It's going to be like a photo scavenger hunt, and you're going to need to basically post on social media with a certain hashtag that will be given to you guys later, and it'll be like a bingo game. So it'll be, take a picture with an Aes Sedai and obviously ask for consent.
Yes, always.
And then, post it on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook with the hashtags. And as the bingos go, and as you can see in that graphic, with prizes sponsored by Tor. So for those who don't know what Tor is, they make books. And
get out of here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Books that we like. Yeah, why are you here?
Go away.
They are for sure sending us a bunch of copies of Origins of the Wheel of Time, Michael Livingston, and a bunch of Stormlight books 1 through 4. And then they said whatever Wheel of Time goodies they had in the storage closet. So there's been a lot of stuff over the last 25 years, 30 years of Wheel of Time stuff that they've done. So I'm hoping we get some fun stuff in there. And then whatever's left over, I get to play with and give to people, which I really enjoy doing a lot. So we're going to be giving away a lot of prizes, though. It's not going to just be like one top prize for the bingo winners. We're going to be giving away, I think 5 sets of of an Origins book and books 1 through 4 of Stormlight for the first 5 people that win. And then for a bunch of people that win after that, we're just going to give, pretty much everything that Tor has given us away, except for, a handful of stuff that we'll reserve for special things. But, maybe one book here, one book there, bookmarks, calendars. If they send us prints, whatever it is they send us, we'll be giving those away as well. So, yeah, if you come to JordanCon, sorry, you do have to attend. But we will have some stuff that we'll do for folks that can't attend. I will make sure to set a couple of things aside that we could do for folks virtually, and just watch the Dragon Mount social medias for more information on that. Sometimes I know I can do things correctly.
You always do things correctly. That's
really exciting.
But Tom, just because it's not the way somebody else would have done it doesn't mean it's not correct.
well, all right. Sometimes I remember to do them at all. There
you go. That's a whole nother thing.
That's a whole nother thing. Speaking of remembering to do them at all, I want to remind everybody about your website again, Kristina, and I want to make sure I share the correct one this time. I will, and I'll fix the link to the old one is in the YouTube description of this video, but I will fix it once. I can't change it while we're live, so I can fix it when we're done. But I
forgot to tell you that I updated it. It's just a recent thing.
Make sure to go follow Kristina on all of the social medias, and if you do buy, yes, if you do buy her book, or any author's book for that matter, other than obviously buying the book and supporting the author, one of the best things you could do for an author is leave a review. Leave a review on Goodreads, Amazon, anywhere you get your books, because it matters a lot. Anyone who reads can speak for it. You look at reviews, but also, especially on Amazon, the algorithms matter.
Yes.
So yeah, make sure if you've ever read a book that you enjoy from an author, especially an indie or smaller published author, leave reviews. And unless it's egregious, stay away from the negative reviews. There's, unless it's something like crazily egregious, there's no need. Just to tell people the book isn't your cup of tea.
Yeah.
And feel free to email me if I make you mad and tell me what I did.
Okay.
I love hearing from when I make people mad.
She's not going to change anything. She's doing that for her own
gratification. She feeds on their tears.
Yes, that's exactly.
I know how those writers. Yeah. They love doing that to their fans. Writers of all kinds, show writers. Rafe does it all the time. Rafe loves watching people squirm over things.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that writers like to elicit emotion out of people. They don't care what emotion it is. It is just, because you know how much you have to care about something to actually write the author about it and go, why would you ever?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the author has won.
Oh man.
I have actually sold books by walking to the front door crying. When I was writing the end of book 5 of the In Blood and Fire series, like the big final battle where everyone's dying, I had ordered DoorDash because I was killing people. I couldn't cook dinner. And so I walked to the door.
That's getting quoted.
And I'm like just bawling. And the DoorDash lady was like, honey, are you okay? And I was like, it's okay. I was just killing my characters and it's really sad. And then while she's like giving me my food, she's on Amazon ordering my book.
That's fantastic. That's forever gonna live in a quote somewhere on the Dragon Mount website. I was killing people. I couldn't cook dinner.
I couldn't cook dinner.
I mean, if ever there was an excuse, that is it. Because that's things you don't want to mix. Cooking dinner and killing people, that is a whole nother issue.
That's true. It's just not sanitary is really what it is.
No, that is my bigger concern.
Yeah,
is that you got to clean all the utensils. Just saying.
One of my favorite shirts says, don't annoy the author or she'll put you in a book and kill you.
Yeah.
And someone asked me if I've ever actually killed someone that annoyed me in a book.
Of course you
did.
It was cheaper than therapy.
Yeah.
And it made you a little money on the side. So there you go.
It did.
Hold on. I'll remember it. It's coming. I will eviscerate you in fiction. Every pimple, every character flaw. I was naked for a day. You'll be naked for eternity. What movie's that from? Come on. Anyone in chat? If someone in chat gets it.
My husband's going to tell me.
Yeah. It's a movie I'm sure most of you have seen, and it's a fantastic movie, and it's a very beloved character in said movie.
Sure all of
I can always summon Mike. He could probably answer this question.
If Norman Garden doesn't shout it out in a second.
I just want to remind you all that I'm coming up on 50. You can't throw a random quote out on me.
A Knight's Tale.
Yes.
I just spilled my water all over myself. It's fine. It's fine.
Yes.
What is his name?
Chaucer. Paul Bettany.
The real guy.
Yes,
I like
Paul
him.
Bettany.
He's great.
That was when he was talking to the coin lenders that
took all his clothes.
Look at Vision.
Poor Blanket.
He's so tiny. He's such a baby in this one.
Oh.
Compared to when he's Vision.
Yeah. And I often forget his real name. Like I'll see him and I go,
Paul Bettany. Yeah. He's fantastic. They're all great in that movie. Everyone is fantastic in that. And then also next week we'll be watching episodes. We did 12 and 13 next week.
14 and 15, and until they bring Appa back.
I didn't change. See, I messed up the graphic. I forgot to change the episode number. But still, it will be Andrew and Josh from the Black Tower podcast.
Yay!
whom we love.
On April Fool's Day.
April Fool's Day. We have 2 fools for April Fool's Day.
I wasn't going to say it.
I'll say it. I'll always say it.
I'm trying to put that out there.
Honesty is the best policy, and the truth is bitter. That's what I always say. But yeah, so is Kristina, so like what's the next thing what are you doing? Are you going to be appearing anywhere? What are you doing next? Where can people find you?
I'm going to be on a panel at Jordan Con. I'm doing the book club. Yeah. That's the only thing I have at the moment. In the next couple of months, last year I took a lot of time off last year to take care of my health, and so I'm trying to get geared back up and writing the things and doing the things and being at the places.
Well, I can't wait to see the panel. I'm excited for that. Are you doing writer's track stuff, or is it on the wait? So which one are you doing?
I'm doing the book club where we were all reading a book and then talking about it.
Oh, okay.
Let me pull it up because I have short-term memory issues. So if I read the book now.
Yeah, I know the struggle.
So I'm reading the book the week before, and then I'm listening to it on the way there.
Smart.
Because I do have good ideas at times. A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking.
Ah, that sounds like fun.
Oh, okay.
I know. I'm very excited for it. I had to scroll down because I've been re-listening to the Devry saga because she's got more of the ebooks coming out. These were written in the 80s and 90s, but they're just now being turned into audiobooks. So I've been listening to them again just because they're old favorites. It's my very first actual real big girl fantasy series that I ever read. Before the New York Times.
I'm sure I'll be playing with the Twatcast boys when they do their panel, and whatever the puppets are doing at Jordan Con, and then whatever nonsense we get up to.
Yeah, I'm going to be keeping Avi out of trouble, or attempting to.
Good luck. Yeah. So
I'm just going to be going around giving ribbons out and making people take quizzes.
Yeah, us too.
I'm excited to take the quiz.
We need to get some ribbons. I need to order.
I have leftover Dragon Mount ribbons.
Okay, good.
Crystal, if you message me after this, I'll send you the link to the quiz early.
Yay!
Tom doesn't get to take the quiz. He's being designated.
He's being told.
Well, he can take the quiz, but I'm picking what ribbon he gets.
I fully understand, and I consent to be put into a specific hole. Giggity.
Aaron, I'll be posting the quiz in the Jordan Con group the Monday before the convention, and then to get a ribbon, all you have to do is bring me a screenshot of whatever you got at the end of the quiz. So it'll be a Master of the Ithramir, and then which mirror you end up being in, which kind of magic you're going to do. And then I've also got the Leopards of Lithonia, which are the Queen's troops. That's what Tom is. The Queen's troops that are led by the first ever women to go to officer school. Okay. So it's a exercise, and let's see if we can save the world and let women have equality all at once. And then there's the male Hivar Nahim, the Bloodsworn Warriors, and those are the elite troops in Kael'Danan, which is the other big country that we spend a lot of time in this series. And then there's the Agents of Hathor, and they're basically all about power and more power. And more power, and they do magic and they stab people, so you can't lose there. So those are the 4 ribbons that I'll have for that. And then anyone who finds me can get a Summerlight Universe ribbon. And if you can answer the question, name 2 members of the She-Wolf pack, you get one of my exclusive ribbons. I only have 30 of them.
Special edition ribbons.
Yes. But you have to give me at least the name of at least 2 members of the She-Wolf pack.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, other than that, I don't think we have much else to announce yet. So next week we'll have the Black Tower Boys on the Fools on April Fools, and then we'll be. I think is the next week JordanCon. Is it that soon?
JordanCon's the 20, like the week of the 22nd.
And 4 days away.
Okay. So we have 2. So we have two more weeks of show. And I just want to remind everybody, we're going to take the Monday after JordanCon. We're not taking it off.
Thank you, Jesus.
No, we have 3 more weeks of show.
But we're just not going to we're not going to do Avatar. I mean, we may just not do a stream, but we also might just hop on and say hello and maybe share some JordanCon pictures or something. I don't know. Well,
y'all might see me in the car because we're driving.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see. I'll let Avi take over. I'll just let Avi do it.
They have these little shuttle planes that go from Florida to Georgia that are like
well, yeah, for you.
Yeah. You got to take a bunch of stuff, but it's only like it's like less than $100 and it's like a 45-minute flight. It's really nice.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I've got
nice to be you.
Yeah, like I've got a whole bunch of stuff to take, and I plan on bringing a whole bunch of stuff back. So I'll just try.
I'm bringing a baby dragon back.
So don't tell Brian, but I ordered a few things from Leia. So.
I have Zarotha, which is the mama dragon in the series, and then I got one of her babies made. So I've got 6 more babies to get made, and then the daddy dragon to get made. So.
Very nice.
Oh damn, Gnome, that's rough. That's dedication right there, but that's rough. Yeah. That's rough, brother.
No, I'll write you a note. Do you need a note from the Empress? I don't feel like
get you excused.
Yeah.
And we are absolutely singing "Happy Birthday" to Tom in 2 weeks.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, we gotta think of something. I was actually just texting his wife. I have thoughts.
Oh boy.
We're doing something.
Yep.
Okay. I'm the worst to do things for because I embarrass very easily and I don't like doing things for myself. So yeah, have fun with that.
And that is why we have to do it.
I never gave my mom a Christmas list ever because I was like, I don't know, I can't ask for presents. Like,
that's a bit extreme.
I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it.
Can you go talk to Avienda? Because today in Target
or Manny.
Today in Target, Mom, I'd like this for my birthday or for Christmas. I suggest you write it down. So I'm gonna take a picture and save it. I'm like, all right. So I'm sure she has a whole folder of pictures on her phone of stuff she wants.
She's got a once folder.
Manny takes screenshots.
That's pretty good. You see, and then you could sign it, Empress.
I absolutely will. I absolutely will. I will. You should hear how often I offer to write the work kids notes. Like, you need to go home. I'll write you a note. I don't know if it's going to help, but
I'll write a
note. Go home.
Coach, so-and-so can't practice today.
Yeah, no, look, I am. It's probably good that I'm not like watching them practice because I would be the worst mama bear. I'd be like, that's enough. He's too little. Y'all are hitting him too hard. No. So it's a good thing I'm not down on the practice field when they're practicing because they would be sick of me.
That's funny. All right. I love all of you, my friends, and all of everyone in chat. Thank you for hanging out with us, you awesome nerds. And we will see y'all next Monday. And I'll probably see y'all during the week doing some gaming too. So if you're around during the day and you want to watch me either kill bugs or enslave small animals and put them to work in Pal World or build stuff in Minecraft.
Gonna watch that.
It's weird. It's weird. It's like Pokemon, but you make the Pokemon work in your base. It's weird. It's weird. It's a little weird.
So you enslave them? Is that what you're...
What else do you... listen, it's better than Pokemon where you literally enslave them and then force them to fight each other. This one, they just do work for me.
Right, and in Pokemon, they got to live in that little ball, and I never really understood it, even as an adult.
I'm like, around in my base outside.
Yeah, I was like, do they?
I always thought it was like
squished?
I thought it was like Genie's bottle. That's their little house. It's like the Genie bottle. That's their little home.
That is my hope, but I don't know. I haven't seen proof.
Is
it killing bugs?
What it is Helldivers has like a really fun story about it that's like it's very tongue-in-cheek satire. So, and I like to stay in character while I'm playing, so I'm usually shouting weird things about democracy and freedom and bugs and
Well, hopefully you're doing that while I'm doing admin stuff, and I can listen to you kill bugs while I'm making graphics.
Yeah. It'll be during the day. You'll see. I'm gonna make a post on the thing on the Twitter and whatever, and then if you follow Dragon Man on Twitch, go follow Dragon Man on Twitch. Dragon Man.
Everyone should.
I do follow it on Twitch. I think. I don't do Twitter anymore.
Yeah, I mean, if we didn't have such a big Wheel of Time community on Twitter that's like so active, I would have canceled my Twitter the moment Elon Musk took over.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? When your last name is Musk, I don't understand why anybody would think anything good would come of you.
I know, man.
You must be musky.
No, I don't know.
I don't understand how he had so many children. How do you have that many children?
If that's true. Well, I mean, like the money, I guess.
The money helps. I understand.
He looks like a mannequin. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to say this though. I will say this. The most toxic comments that I see personally, like being able to see like the administration side of like the Facebook, the Drag 'em Out Facebook and the Drag 'em Out Twitter and the Drag 'em Out website and Discord. The most toxic stuff I see comes from Facebook and not Twitter.
Always.
It's because it's older people. It's older people on Facebook that are far more invested in Wheel of Time than that generation after.
I will say that.
I'll agree with that because I have to hide more comments or remove more stuff on Facebook than I do anything else.
Yeah.
I unfollowed whole Wheel of Time pages on Facebook because I couldn't take it anymore when the show came out.
Yep.
Because here's the thing. It's not that serious, y'all.
No.
It's not serious enough to be insulting strangers over the internet.
I know. I never got it.
It is. It's a book.
I never understood it. My favorite thing is when they try to tell us, like Robert Jordan, when like motherfucker, I talked to his wife. Like I've had conversations with his wife about this. He's fine with it. I promise.
But also, it's still a book.
I know. The book is still there. It's not going nowhere.
There are so many things going on in the world that are worth getting upset about.
Exactly.
And a book is not one of them.
I don't have the energy. I've got plenty of other places in my life to be petty. I'm not doing it over this book series. Like I got people that need to feel my wrath, and it is not going to be over Wheel of Time.
You can respectfully.
No, I just put them in a book
without being gatekeepery and toxic. That's
the thing. Like if you've got to go to that point, then I feel like you didn't have a good point. Like you have nothing to back up your opinion. Which you know what, that's fine, but then don't state it as fact.
That is true, Noman Garden. That is true.
That is fine, but how much of that did he just fund it? SpaceX, or did he actually create anything?
He created nothing. He's nothing.
Exactly.
No, but what Noman Garden is saying is that the more he gets distracted at Twitter, the better SpaceX gets.
Yep.
Oh, so I understand.
Because he stays out of it.
Distract with the project so you can do your actual job.
Exactly.
Your boss trying to tell you to do. Oh, I got that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Those bosses. All right, we gotta go.
Yes, I love all y'all. Eben, you're gonna turn into a pumpkin soon, or your daughter's gonna try to kill us for stealing you from her.
No. She's having a sleepover tonight because it's spring break. Her and her best friend. She hadn't bothered me once.
Pop open that bottle of wine now.
I already had a rum and Pepsi. Absolutely. Let me get another one before I go to bed.
All right. Say goodnight, Crystal.
Good night, Crystal.